It's Thursday morning. It's rainy and damp and wet outside, so I am seeding all of my winter squash. Got a couple different types of varieties, doing 2 trays of each: spaghetti, acorn, Waltham, and some Hubbards. Anyways, they're good storage crops, so after we harvest them, they'll last several months that we can continue to sell them if we don't sell them all at once. Here's just a closer look at all the winter squash that were grown. I got the seeds laid out already. Just gotta push them in, cover them up with dirt, hit them with a little bit of water, and let them germinate. Normally I do my starts in soil blocks, and they end up looking just something like this. It stays together, saves on plastic, helps the environment, all that stuff. But with the winter squash, I'm putting them in what's known as jumbo 606s, and the reason is these plants get much bigger before I actually put them in the ground, and they need more space and more soil to grow healthier. A lot of farming involves record keeping, and until recently I wasn't doing that good of a job of keeping the records. But this year I changed that all around, and here is my seeding book. So it starts in December, and these are just things that I started seeding. And then I took little notes like, oh, I was a little bit late on starting the herbs. I should start about a half a month earlier. And it's coded pretty easily, like pep is peppers, LKS is leeks, kale is KLE, and I took this idea from another farmer. A lot of the things that I do actually comes from this farmer. His name's Charles DeBerry. I'll put a link to his Facebook and website down bottom, but he's been extremely helpful on teaching us how to do things correctly or do them better, and it's been really good. So I'm actually going to write down all the winter squash I did today, and it's going to start here, and I'm just going to work my way down. That right there, the lettuce, is what it is. That's the planting number. That's the 28th planting of lettuce that I've done this year. The variety's Cherokee, and I did one flat. So I'll do the same thing with winter squash, but it'll be WSQ001, then the name of the thing, and how many flats I did of that. On my soil blocks, there's 60 plants per flat. So I planted 60 of the Cherokee, 60 of the Muir, and so on. Pretty self-explanatory. So we're planting our bigger tomato starts into bigger pots and putting them with some trellises, and this way we can sell one single tomato plant for more than we actually sell 6 of them for, but this way the consumer can buy it and they don't really have to worry about planting it in the ground as long as they keep it watered, and they should be able to get about 15 pounds of tomatoes off of each plant. I'm in the back high tunnel number 2 as we call it, and we're having a little bit of issue with pollination. So I have a little paintbrush and I'm hand pollinating, because if you don't pollinate, the little zucchinis will stop growing and you won't get fruit off of it. So what you do is you take the male flower, you get a little bit of the pollen on it. You can see that it's the male flower because it has no fruit attached to it, no zucchini on it. Then you find the flower with the fruit and you just give it a little dab and you pollinate it. So that one should grow for me and not rot. Here's one that didn't get pollinated, and you can see that it's starting to turn real dark yellow and it's starting to rot on us. So something new on the farm for us in the last year or so is this potting machine. And it really makes life a lot easier when you're not having to hand fill thousands upon thousands of pots. And so what it has here is this hopper. Up above is filled with mixed soil that's moist and wet. and it drops down onto a conveyor belt. And on the conveyor belt are the pots that we use, and it packs it down, and then it brushes off the top to get a finer finish, and then it's got one more brush to finish everything off. And in the end, you have a very even, consistent pot mixture, and it makes your plants healthier in the end. But again, it really saves time and effort. Just ordered in some tea plants, and I'm going to try to make green tea with these guys. Already got some planted. I ordered 16 just to give it a little trial run. Not sure how it's going to work out, but anyway, I thought it'd be fun to make some green tea. So I'm taking them out of their little starts, and I'm planting them in some bigger buckets so they can grow bigger.